And welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is day number 9 of VEDA, video every day in April. And we're going to review a book that I have read over the last 10 years randomly. And then I'm going to ask you some fun, interesting questions. And then going to give you some medical or physician sort of romance recommendations. As I said, this is day 9 of VEDA. We know the format by now. I hope you guys have gotten used to it. So I decided to review one of the over 2,000 books that was chosen randomly for me. I wasn't able to get the author's name in the randomizer, so I only have the book title. So we're going to see how well Stephanie's memory behooves her when it comes to the books that she has already read. And then we're going to check it, of course. So then we're going to have some fun questions, which gets the conversation started so you guys can join in. And then I'll give you guys 2 recommendations that have sort of a medical physician feel to them. So let's get into the book that I randomly picked by the title alone and see if I can remember it. So the book for today is Doughn't, Let Me Go, which is slice number 3. This is written by Tegan Hunter. I do know this. I did enjoy this series. It revolves around a pizza place. And if I am not mistaken, book number 3 is sort of a friends to lovers, I think. Or I think I want to say book number 3 is about the brother of the restaurant. And there are some trigger content warnings for this one. I don't know if I read it and that was part of my review process. So let's go on over to Goodreads and see what I actually said. See if I would actually reread this book and if my feelings would be the same. Alrighty, so here is the cover for Don't Let Me Go, which is slice number 3 by Tegan Hunter. Got that right. It was supposed to be one night. Oh, this is a one night stand one. I still don't remember exactly which couple this is. No kissing, no feelings, a wham bam, thank you ma'am, tangle in the sheets, and we go on our ways. I gave this book 4 stars. Let's see if this was by the time I started doing my Steam fan ratings. I would think so. It's in 2020. So yes, it is. It looks like I wasn't doing full written reviews, but I do remember or do know that I was doing full video reviews at this point. I gave it 4.25 stars. I gave it 3 Steam fans, and you can find this review under week 7, February the 9th through the 15th in my 2020 weekly video reviews. That was prior to me breaking it off and doing my Patreon. So you can actually see my full thoughts and feelings for this book. Yeah. So that means I can't really tell you if I enjoyed it or not. So let's go back up and continue to read the synopsis to see if it jogs my memory anymore. Only it's a small town, and I was bound to run into the irresistible Porter Jones again. I just didn't expect it to be at my job interview, which he's conducting. Now the live-in nanny to his adorable 7-year-old daughter. I'm doing my best to avoid falling for his charms, except it's much harder than either of us anticipated. What's a few romps between friends? No kissing, no feelings, just fun. Sounds simple, right? Right. So this actually turns out to be a single dad nanny story, which is a catnip of mine that I do enjoy. I have a feeling that if I was to reread it again, I would probably still give it 4.25 stars and still give it 3 Steam fans. Alrighty, let's see what the pod deck has for us today in our questions of the day. Have you ever been bitten or attacked by an animal? If so, what and why? So I have actually never that I remember been bitten. Well, I should say attacked, because our dog, has bitten, like snipped, like just to, what have you, to possibly, put his dominance up or something like that. I had a cat, and she would, you try and bathe her, and she wasn't having it. She was declawed, so she had to go to her other uh areas of defense. So, she would nip and things like that. But other than that, no, haven't really been bitten or attacked by any animal at all. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys have been bitten, if you want to share, or attacked by an animal. Second question of the day is, what is the weirdest place you've had sex? Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know or didn't know, I was in the military, and I've had sex in a Humvee, which, for those that weren't in the military or don't know what a Humvee is, it's a military vehicle. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Okay, so let's get to these medical recommendations and physicians. So the first book that I'm gonna tell you guys to go check out is actually a duet, and it is The Darkest Sunrise Duet by Martinez. This follows two single parents that one ends up having some health issues, and I want to say the single mother of the group needs to go to the single father of the group, of the story. Why am I saying the group? Of the story, and needs his expertise to heal her son. And they end up crossing some boundaries. Book number 1 in this series does end with a cliffhanger. But then you have book number 2, where you get to see everything sort of get flipped around and turned around and put back together. And there is a happily ever after when it comes through it. And I really enjoyed the story. I actually, if I remember correctly, I actually arc read for this story. And the first time I read it, I remember vividly being on the commuter bus into Washington, D.C., reading the end of the first book and being like, oh my goodness. I want to say I was on social media at that point, and I'm pretty sure I was on like Facebook mostly, and was like, put it on Facebook, and was like, I need the second book. Allie, you got to get it to us. I need to know the answers to these questions. And oh, you left me gutted, and all kinds of things. And it was just really, really good. And when the second book came out, I felt the same. It was just cocooned up with my happily ever after. But at the same time, I had been put through the paces for their, their finale and stuff like that. And it was just so good. So good. Oh my goodness. I loved that story. The next book I'm going to tell you guys to go check out is Tempest by Beverly Jenkins. Now, you're probably like, what? How is this a medical book or physician's book? In this book, this is a Black love historical romance. And I want to say this may have been the first Beverly Jenkins book that I read. It's about a woman that is coming from the East Coast that goes to the Rocky Mountains. And when she's traveling by herself, but she is a gun toter. She's independent and she knows what she's doing. It is historical. So it happens within, I want to say, the 1800s, late 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. And she is sort of this mail order bride, but like I said, she is super independent. The man that she is supposed to be marrying is the physician of this small town. It ends up taking some, so our female character ends up taking care of his daughter. But this only happens after she has shot him because she thinks he's abandoned. And yeah, it was so good. It was the perfect amount of romance, the perfect amount of American history, and Black American history that wasn't bogged down by trauma. It makes you go out and really want to find out the truth of the American history that goes along with it. It has some aspects of West Coast living in those late 1800s and the things that the immigrants on that coast had to deal with the gold rush and things like that. And it was just like, oh, it was so good. It draws you in and it just keeps you engaged. And it's an education. It's an education. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Ate it up. Alrighty, so we have talked about the fact that I actually remembered a book. I got that right. Yay. We had 2 fun questions. Let me know down in the comment section your weirdest place of having sex. And if you've ever been bitten or attacked by an animal, if you choose to keep the conversation going. And I gave you 2 medical physician type book recommendations. I hope you guys will take a chance on all the things that we just talked about. And yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. My PayPal, my Patreon, and all my other social links are down in the description box so you guys can follow me everywhere. Yay. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in tomorrow's video.